guys, welcome back to another episode of Mr. and Mrs. Godfrey. I have with me here today a very special guest. I'm not going to introduce him. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Some of you may know him, some of you may not, but I have here with me today Brian King Godfrey. All right, so Brian, you want to share a little bit about who you are before I tell what the purpose of today's episode is?
Yeah, hey guys, I think it's my second time I probably made a couple of appearances.
Yeah.
But, this is my second time individual,
Actual episode. Yeah.
So, I play football and, I go to school. I'm about to be going into my senior year, actually. And, yeah, today I'm just here to, talk about what we're about to be talking about.
Okay, cool. So I kind of told him what we were talking about. I didn't go super in depth because I think one of the beautiful things about Mr. and Mrs. Godfrey is that a lot of our responses in the things that we talk about, while we do research, we don't rehearse our responses. If you know anything about my husband, you know that he is very random. And I think that's just one of the fun things about Mr. and Mrs. Godfrey. So I gave him an idea of what we would be talking about, but I didn't go too in depth. So I shared with him that I would be asking him a series of questions about his experience as a child, and his feelings or thoughts. And I do not want you to rush your responses because I can just edit out the pause. What I do want, though, is for you to be honest and authentic with your responses, because not only will me and my husband be getting insight, but you'll be helping other parents, who may want to ask their kids these questions and have an idea of what's going on in the mind of your Gen Z, right? If he's not Gen Z, I'm going to put it at the top, Gen X. No, you're not Gen
I'm not
Z.
Gen X. I'm not
Gen Z is before me, right? I'm a millennial. Let's see real quick. You are a part of Gen Z. So other parents who may have fellow Gen Z children who are going into their senior year high school or are in high school and just wondering what's going on in their kids' heads and in their hearts. So are you ready for the first question, Brian King?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the first question is, if you could make one thing disappear from your worries, what would it be? If you need me to ever repeat a question, just let me know.
It's it's a bunch of stuff.
It's a bunch. Okay. I'll give you a minute. I'll stop talking. Y'all know I like to talk.
Okay, so I'm gonna just say two, and then I'm gonna narrow it down in my head which one.
Okay.
Alright, so one, I think I would go with having to experience having to let my parents go. I don't want that to be a worry. I don't want to ever have to not let them go, but you know what I mean, witness, live without them. Yeah. Okay. In my life, present. And another thing is, but also at the same time, this one's shaky because at the same time, I want to do it, but at the same time, it's also pressure because being successful. But I want to do it at the same time, but it's just if it wasn't here, it would be because I want to do it because then I can make you guys happy. I can make it's gonna be really a key part of my life. But I also feel like if it wasn't here, a lot of pressures in certain aspects of life, it just wouldn't. I just want to have them. Yeah.
Okay, that's deep. So if I'm hearing you correctly, you shared two, which is you wish you never had to worry about not having your parents living with you or living in general. And I don't want to get morbid, but
living. just being with
being alive.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't want to ever have to worry about your parents dying.
Yeah.
And you also don't want to have to worry about not being successful and not making your parents proud.
Yep.
Okay, that's some deep stuff. And I don't want to talk too much and kind of overshadow what you share, but I do want to, I guess, offer a bit of advice. Y'all know me. I think that right there is an opportunity. Those two things, not only your parents passing away, which we know everyone experiences death, but as Christians, we have hope in that, you know? We have hope that if we all die in Christ, we will see each other again one day. And then the other thing is, if you know that you're fulfilling God's call in your life, you're a success, period. So I think it's just an opportunity for you to lean into your faith a little more with the Lord. And I think that happens as you're growing. I think you're doing very well. But yeah, take those worries to God, you know, and allow him to give you insight with those things. So, okay, come on with the real raw responses. Question number 2 is, what's something you wish grown-ups understood about being a kid? Take your time.
I think one thing would be, like, your kids are kids. They're children. Like, they're gonna make mistakes, which you guys actually do an amazing job with. We're kids, so, like, some things we, like, just give your kids a little bit of freedom, because if you don't give them, I see a lot of those Instagram reels and stuff about it. Like, they'll be like, you didn't let your kid out, or you didn't let them go somewhere with their friends, and then they end up sneaking out. Like, I feel like when you're overly strict and don't let them do anything off rip, like, especially if they haven't done anything previously, then it's like you're kind of making or creating sneaky kids that want to do things whenever y'all are not. Like, whenever you keep telling, if all they hear is no, they're gonna want to still do the things regardless. So it's
they'll just find a way to do it.
They'll find a way to do it. So they're kids. You just need to let them at least experience some things, and then from there you could kind of like lower the amount of things that they could do depending on how they behave or how they So just try to be free. Like let them experience a little bit of life, not too much, because their parents. Obviously, you have to guide them back into the right path, but let them make a little bit of mistakes, and then you can bring them back and then help them, guide them and stuff. Yeah.
That's good. I can see that. I feel like Dad and I have grown in doing that. I feel like we did exactly what you just shared. Like, gave you freedom, some mistakes were made, some boundaries were crossed, some trust was lost, and we're now in a place where we are rebuilding that, like with knowing that he only has one more year before he's off to college and we're not around. We have to just lead by example, pray for you, and trust God that the Holy Spirit will be your conscience and will keep you, not necessarily lead you back, because we're not expecting that you're going to leave home and just go astray, but that he'll keep you on the right path. So that's really good. And I think another thing that is remembering that we were once children too, and we ourselves made mistakes and, didn't always follow the rules our parents set for us. And I think hindsight is always 20/20. In your current perspective, a lot of times trumps your past perspective. So even though I know that I deliberately had times where I disobeyed my mom, now that I'm a parent, I'm a little biased because I'm like, but I did those things and they served me very little. I regret quite a bit of those things. Once again, really good response.
Guys, she's really trying to hide these questions from me.
Yeah, he can't see them at all. Yeah. So question number 3. Have you ever been scared to tell us something because you thought we'd be upset?
100%.
100%. Okay. Yeah. Would you like to tell the people what it was?
Nope.
Have you told me or Dad what it was?
Yeah, I ended up telling you guys, yeah.
Okay.
But so this is also another thing. So growing up to strict parents, anytime you do something bad or you do make a mistake in general, it's like there's an instant, like, you get a punishment, obviously, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then so whenever you mess up, because as you get older, like, your parents start to try to talk to you more, and so they try to actually conversate with you and understand why you did stuff and what you're doing actually, and like wanting to be more involved and actually but then the thing is, when you grow older, at that time you've already gone through all the stuff you've gone through previously with them not
talking, just acting first and punishing.
Punishing first. And so then when you grow older and you feel this, like, it's a thing in your head where it's like, dang, I don't know if I can tell them this, because last time well, when I was younger, I would get in trouble for this, and so it's like something you just like don't want to, subconscious response to what has previously happened, so that you'd be like, you want to tell them sometimes too. Like sometimes you want to tell them that I'm gonna get in trouble, this is gonna happen, I'm gonna get everything took away. There's no point. I don't want to do it, and then so that's another thing. It's like you need to, it's hard, obviously, but eventually you have to tell them because they're gonna find out.
Oh yeah, we always find out.
Always. But at the same time, parents, I want to tell you guys to start when they're young. Start giving them open speech and having conversations with them when they're young, so when they grow up, they're not scared to talk to you about certain things and stuff of that nature. So just try to be more open with your kids so that they themselves don't end up, when they grow up, they can't talk to you. They can't have a conversation with you about certain things because they feel like they're going to get some type of punishment, or they feel scarred and they feel like they can't physically talk to you about some of those things. So try to be as open as you can with your parents. Kids, just be good. Try to be good.
Question number 4. This one's deep. If your heart could send me a secret message right now, what would it say?
I need to do more stuff to, just stuff in general, like to slowly grow into becoming a man and becoming an adult and stuff. And so it'll tell you that I'm trying, but sometimes I get distracted. I mean, like, I've been getting distracted since I was a little kid, but I'm a kid, and I feel like I make a lot of mistakes, obviously, but I'm trying. It's not like I'm not. It would be like to tell you that all the times that you're trying to whether trying to help me or try to guide me and try to tell me what I need to do to get better, I'm listening. I listen to those things, but sometimes it's just hard. I procrastinate, some distractions, but I generally listen and understand and try my best to, meet up with some of those things. But yeah, that's probably what my heart would say.
Okay. Oh, all right. Me and Dad want nothing more than for you to reach the potential that we see in you. But hearing you say that makes me feel like, okay, so what do we do? Because what we know to do is to give you encouraging talks and to course correct as quickly as possible when we see that you're distracted. And to hear you saying that, it's like, okay, I think taking a bit of the advice that I gave you earlier is maybe we just need to lean into God a little more and trust that you're going to figure it out. We're not going to stop talking. I told you that the other day. I am completely prepared to continue to give lectures. But it makes me happy to know that what I suspected isn't what's necessarily going on. It's just that you just think it's going to work out without any effort on your part. And I'm like, that's not how it works, son. It doesn't happen by osmosis. But it's good to know that you are receiving the things that we say. Thank you for being open and honest. I did tell him that if he had any questions for us at the end, he could ask, but I don't think you had any.
No, but I do have stuff to say.
Okay, hey, the floor is yours.
Just to be encouraging to both kids and parents that y'all, it's both your first times living life. So this is you guys' first experience. You can't assume that your mom or dad knows everything, and you 100% can't assume that your kid knows what he's doing all the time, or he or she is doing all the time. And so you have to, just be there for each other, because y'all are both learning how to go through this at the same time. Y'all are both pretty much teaching each other how to grow. But kids, you need to listen to your parents. Obviously, they've experienced what you've gone through, so they have more understanding. But they haven't experienced raising a kid, or most of them haven't. So you have to be lenient. Don't think they're just trying to harm you or trying to make you feel bad or trying to. Everything they try to do is for the best of you, and they want you to be the best. So don't let whatever your mind may be thinking, your intrusive thoughts, like before, like they say, don't let your intrusive thoughts get the best of you and let you start thinking that, oh, my parents hate me, oh, they're just making me, this is so bad. Like, you need to understand that your parents are there to guide you. Your parents are there to help you become the best version of yourself you can. And sometimes it may seem harsh, but at the end of the day, what they're trying to do for you, you don't see it yet because you're still a kid, as you know. And it's normal to think that they're not, doing the best for you whenever trying to do the best for you whenever you feel like you're doing the best for yourself, but you're a kid. So yeah, they know more things than you do, 100%. So listen to them. Make sure that they feel loved, because at some point, if you keep on messing up over and over again and you don't try to fix anything, or you don't, like, they're gonna start giving up, but they can't actually, because you're their kid. I hope so. So make sure that you understand that. And parents also, thank you guys, but at the same time, be lenient with your kids. At least try to some extent, give them freedom, understand what they're going through, try to understand what they're going through, talk to them about certain things, have good conversations with them. And one thing is that you guys need to make sure that y'all are open with each other and able to talk about whatever's happening in their lives at the moment, because sometimes you don't know what they could be going through themselves. You may think, you may be so focused on what you're going through because you're going through a lot as parents. You think we're just over here chilling, like it's like nothing matters, nothing's happening to us, like we're not going through anything.
But you're going through our own types of problems,
even though you don't know, or you may not think they're as important. But when you figure out what those problems are, then you're like, oh, dang, that's really that's something, and you still may not think they're of any value, or that
it's that serious.
It's that serious, but in their heads, it's like that's their whole world. They're kids. That's their living individual world, like lives. So just be considerate, both the parents and both the kids. And yeah, actually there was this verse. I don't know how it goes, but she's gonna help me here. It's two verses actually. One of them says that kids listen to honor your parents and father and mother, that whatever. I forget it off the top of my head, because I learned it when I was younger. And the other one says that parents do not make your kids. It says something. Don't provoke your children to anger. So it's a two-way street. It's a two-way. That's really good. So just, if both of you guys are constantly trying to better each other and continuing to love each other as, parents and kid, everything's going to go well at the end of the day. Things may seem hard in the moment. And it may seem like either your kid's not listening, or it may seem like your parents aren't listening, or they're not paying attention to you, or they're not giving you what you need, but I'm telling you, at the end of the day, everything's going to work out if you guys continue to try and communicate and understand each other.
That's really good, Brian. Yep. That's really good. Brian actually has a YouTube channel that he just started, and he's going to be talking about these types of things, kind of like what teens wish their parents knew, or encouraging teens about things that teens go through. I have to say it again because it was so good. This is all of our first time going through life. So I've never been 36 and a mother of two and a wife before. Like, this is my first time doing that. So yeah, we have to give our children grace, as well as our spouses grace, and ourselves grace, because we all sin and fall short of the glory of God. None of us is perfect. And I think it's really easy to excuse yourself when you know your intention, and then you're judging others based on their impact. Not thinking about their intention, but just how it affected you. And we all can grow in that, because I sometimes hurt people or get it wrong, and I'm like, that's not what I meant though. That's not, you know. So it's really easy for us to be a little biased in our perception of things. I think next week it might be you and Dad. I might let y'all do next week's episode on your own, and maybe let Dad do his questions, or you think of some questions you may want to ask Dad. I'm not sure. You guys can, you know, decide on that. But I want to add another layer to this conversation, and it is having a bonus mom or bonus child. I think my experience is very unique because Brian moved in with us when he was literally, you were like 13, right? So not only had I never been a mom before, but I got him at the beginning of his teenage years. And we know teenagers are entering into a very interesting phase of life where they want to test the limits. They want to explore life. They, you know, feel like they have a certain level of knowledge and understanding, and they think they're ready, you know? Like, of course they know they're not adults, but they think they know more than what they know. And I had to grow in that with my son, and I told him before, I don't think I've told you lately, but you are helping me grow in so many ways. And like you said, growth is not always comfortable, but I have no shadow of a doubt that I'm living the life God intended for me, for ministry purposes, for, you know, with Rain. Like, I'm learning so much about being a teen mom and a mom in general. This episode, I like this. I think we should do this every once in a while. Yeah. Next time I want you to have some questions to ask us. Yeah. So now you kind of know the types of questions that I ask. You can think of your own questions and give kids an opportunity to be like, yeah, I've always wanted to ask my mom that, but I was scared she was going to woes me. Yeah. So we'll give you the opportunity to ask us a few questions, and I think that'll be a nice episode as well. So thank you guys for joining us. Okay.
One more thing. Okay. Parents, your kids are living in a different generation than you.
Drop the mic. I'm going to walk off on that.
So
that's really good.
Don't think, let's make them live or live how we lived, or let's make them, don't think they're in the same environment that you were in when you were a kid. It's completely different. It's completely different types of things that happen, completely different from how it used to happen. So it's completely different from what you experienced as a kid. So your experience can't be their experience. So you have to grow with their experience to help them get better and to help them go through that experience that they're going through. So don't think, oh, it's just the same thing that I used to go through. No, it's not. It's way harder with AI, with internet, with all the types of things that we have now. Social media, everything. It's just so much things that changed since whenever, you were a kid. And so
since the 1900s.
Yeah. So just make sure that y'all understand. Try to at least put that in your head that this is not the same era. It's not the same things that are happening. So there's different problems now. There's different things that people back then would have been like, "Oh, this is crazy," but now it's like it's just normal.
The norm.
It's normal. My mom says it all the time. She'll be like, "Oh, who you calling bro?" But
I did dress a little bro-ish because I'm doing boy mom today, but I'm not his bro.
But look, sometimes it's part of the vocab sometimes, and you just but it's not to disrespect you in any way. But you do also have to be respectful of kids and understand that your parents are from a different timeline, pretty much. So they went through and experienced a different type of experience a childhood than you did, than you are. So make sure, parents, this is really for you guys. Make sure you understand that this is a completely different era, and there's different problems and new things that we're going through, and
we need to be open to learning.
You need to try to understand, and so that's all I have for you guys.
Blink if you need help. Because I know that was just a read for me. Because it's something that you, as a parent, like your kids are growing up in a different time than you. But I think we all forget just how different. Yeah. Us parents, we have to be teachable. trust the Holy Spirit. Of course, you're not going crazy with it, but we will be open to the leading of the Holy Spirit. I wanted to share the verse of the day before we go, and it's James 1:19, and it says, "So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath." And that is a word for parents because it challenges us to be more childlike. We tell our children, that they need to be respectful in speaking to us in a certain way. And I think that we could stand to be that same way with our children so that, like Brian said, we're not making them afraid to talk to us. We're not, yes, let them know that not everything you do I'm co-signing. Brian already knows, don't come through here with no foolishness. But I do think that we as parents could do a better job of being quick to listen or swift to listen, slow to speak and slow to wrath, and just empathize with their experience. So thank you, Brian, for joining Mr. and Mrs. Godfrey today. You want to let the people know what they should do as far as he knows all the things.
I'd like you guys to like, comment, subscribe.
Make sure you do that.
And hit the post notifications button so you're, alerted whenever, we post a video. And go follow Brian Godfrey Podcast. To start, being more active on there. And, it's also going to be a challenge for me so I could actually get stuff out there.
Oh, I don't mind reminding you. I told you that the other day. I don't mind.
Yeah, and feel more, feel like I need to do it more, and I feel like it's a really amazing experience having the opportunity to be able to inspire other kids out there and, other parents, and just help you guys out as we grow ourselves, as I say on my channel. Yeah, love you guys, and thanks so much.
Love you guys.
Yep,
Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week. Bye.